My name is Bobby Johnston, and I work as a film composer, writing music for movies and television. The composing and recording of an original score happens simultaneously for me. I get started after a meeting with the director and producers where we discuss every aspect of the music and what it needs to do to serve the film. We take notes about style, instrumentation, where each cue comes and goes. Then I get into the studio and start a very isolated phase of the process where I spend 15 hours a day or more working on the score until it's complete. There's really no place for cold feet or writer's block with this job because you're generally given anywhere between 5 to 10 weeks to do a score. So you're sitting there looking at a cue sheet that's blank and you need 50 to 70 cues in that time period, and they have to be right. So I envision composing like going to get a glass of water from the sink. I turn that handle and never doubt that water's going to come out. And my process begins by just watching the picture over and over, and then I start writing to the film. It could be any instrument I start on. It might be a drum beat, it might be a bass line, piano, but I start playing against picture until I feel like I'm getting the tone of the movie. And then I can begin to think about specific scenes and musical themes. Instrumentally, my sound comes out of my process, which is using acoustic instruments almost exclusively and playing most or all of the instruments myself. I really enjoy finding new ways to solve problems, and I have a lot of fun exploring interesting and unique instrumental combinations. What has served me best creatively has been to work with a sense of experimentation and discovery and play. I have a sort of flashcard that I keep in the studio to change between two modes of operation. One side says write, and the other side says hit shit. And I'll flip between the two of them when I want to go from writing, which I think is a more in your head kind of theoretical exercise. And then hit shit is just getting something in your hands, because sometimes the ideas just come out of making noise with something and responding to the film. So I keep trying new things, layering instruments, discarding instruments. I also edit and mix as I go along. So there are a lot of long days that turn into long weeks, and at that point I'm really grateful and excited to bring in the co-orchestrator I work with and the instrumental soloists that play on my scores. For about 5 years I've been working with Billy Malpede as a co-orchestrator and keyboardist. It's been really helpful in expanding my sound, both generally and within a score. I'll usually pick out a few themes and have Billy expand on them instrumentally. So it's been helpful in stretching my sound, but it's also had a great practical value because when you're under deadline, it's nice to have somebody that you trust who you're working with. I've been using string players and horn players and other instrumentalists to accent my sound for over 15 years now. And that's my favorite part of the job, is having the soloists in and breaking the monotony of being here by myself, but just having talented musicians in there to help realize my vision. I usually have very specific parts that are charted out for the soloists, or I'll play them on another instrument or just hum it to them. So we tend to have pretty efficient sessions, but sometimes a film score allows us the chance to do some soloing and have some fun with some tracks. And in between instrumental sessions, I'm back to editing and mixing and working on the score and getting ready for the next meeting with the director, which will involve more notes, hopefully decreasing amount of notes as the meetings go on until everything's signed off on. And then you get the score ready for delivery. Hopefully you attend the final mix, and then everybody has fun at the premiere, which is another great part of this job, is seeing the audience reaction to the work that you've done.